with coaches and healers and help them get their business stuff together and to put it online. So I've started out as a healer and then went into coaching, and then in 2018 sort of pivoted my business to business coaching. So I work with coaches and healers, change agents in the wellness industry to help them build their brand and get online so that they can grow their businesses.
Awesome.
So, and I don't know,
sorry to interrupt you. Go ahead.
Well, and I live
I wanted to ask some questions about that because part of your journey. Yeah. Where do you live?
I live in a real small town in Southwest North Dakota. It's a real small rural community, farming community. So there aren't really a lot of job opportunities. So when my husband and I we moved back to his hometown back in 1987 to raise our kids like in this small town, which has been wonderful for them. They're both grown now, but I have always kind of been into like alternative medicine because conventional medicine didn't really work for me. So just kind of have found some different things. And then that's kind of the avenue that I went into was to become a licensed massage therapist. And then actually took like courses and training in energy work before I became a licensed massage therapist. And I did that because you had to have a license to like open a business in the state of North Dakota. So, and then my business kind of morphed from massage to energy work, and then from energy work, and I added coaching, like nutrition coaching. So as I was interested in different things in my life, I've sort of like gone into getting trained in more things that have to do with health and wellness. So, and then I sort of intertwined that into my business and basically called my business like a wellness business. And then, like I said, pivoted that in 2018. So
yeah.
And that really, really helped me to be able to be at home with my kids when they were really small. My husband worked in Alaska in the oil industry. So he was gone a lot. He was home for 3 weeks and then he was gone for 3 weeks. So I was sort of single parenting like the time that he was away from home. So having my own business really helped me to be able to do my own thing that I was excited about and passionate about, but also allowed me to work my schedule around my kids so that, I mean, it was really important for me not to feel like they were abandoned, like they didn't have either parent really around. So that's kind of what I did. I built my wellness business around that and worked during school hours and then was able to be home when they were home in the evening. So that's kind of what we did from the time they were young in grade school all the way till they graduated. And, you know, now they're in their mid-20s. So it's been a long time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it sounds like it. Can you tell us about the pivot that you made in 2018?
Yeah, I ended up pivoting my business in 2018. It kind of what happened is I ended up getting sick, doing too much, like had my hands in a lot of things. And I ended up with an adrenal exhaustion diagnosis. So that really forced me to kind of like put everything on the back burner and really focus on regaining my energy and my health. So while I was doing that, I actually was still in a mastermind with some other coaches and healers, and it kept coming up like people were having so many problems, like getting clients and not knowing how to do their business online. So I was kind of giving out advice of different things that I was trying. And I was like, you know, this is really kind of fun. I think that I want to shift and work with other coaches and healers. I really felt like there was this gap. There was this need to help them learn how to, you know, put the systems in place and also how to learn how to market their business online. So part of one of my things that I'm really passionate about is empowering women. So I feel like it was my way of being able to empower more women to create their own economy and financial freedom. So that's why I pivoted my business. And then, it was also my way beyond just money in my pocket to make an impact for other women, not only to model success, but also to show them how to do it too. And that is sort of one of my underlying big, I don't know if you want to call it pedestal statements or whatever. It's like one of my driving forces for what I do,
Mm-hmm.
even outside of my business,
Yeah.
is to empower other people, especially women. So
Yeah. And as a member of Breakthrough, I like you've done that even like inside of this coaching container, right? With our group, like you've found ways to make sure like almost every coaching call you are giving an encouragement or an empowering statement to one of your fellow members. Like that's just who you are, is you're an
thank
encourager
you.
of others. Yeah. I mean, so it's not just like you said, it's outside of your business too. Like you do that. That's just probably part of who you are as a person,
I think
you
so.
know?
And it's like, I think that like we have lots of opportunities where we get discouraged or discouraging feedback from other people. So I try to, um, I'm trying to like put the money in the bank instead of making the withdrawals. You know what I mean? So,
Yes. Yep.
um,
Absolutely. That's
and
so
that's
great.
really important.
Hmm. So tell us where your business is at right now, what you're focusing on. Are you still practicing, right? Or are you really
Practicing as far
been
as
like
like the energy work
over the
goes.
last,
I
yeah, like are
do
you still doing
have
that side of your business or you shifted?
I've shifted and mostly it's business coaching. I do have a couple of private clients that I work with occasionally.
Hmm.
I basically just finished up a program called Elevate with a private client, and that was one-on-one coaching, and had to do with, I'm really all about law of attraction and what you put out, you get back, and helping her make some mindset shifts on how to be able to manifest what she really wants in her life. So I just finished that up. That was a 3-month program. And but I'm not really seeing clients like physically, like they're not coming to my office space and I'm working on them, laying on the hands or anything like that. Um, I did that for a lot of years, and I I just feel like I've been called to do something in a different way. Like what
Hmm.
I felt like I saw in that was that people would come in and receive that energy work, but they weren't really addressing like the underlying beliefs and like the mental emotional component of stuff. So it was like it never was like a permanent shift for them. So that was one of the things that was sort of frustrating me about doing the wellness coaching and the energy work. Where I feel like with business owners, now that I've shifted more into business coaching, it's like the people who are my clients now, like they are ready to step in, and yeah, they still have mental emotional, there's still that mindset stuff that sometimes gets in the way, and we coach on that during, if that comes up, we coach on it, but it just a different dynamic, and I'm enjoying that more. So that's really where I'm putting my focus now.
Right. Think about this, right? Think about this with your business. It's like if you are only doing, the wellness practice, right? When, let's say you're doing energy work with someone, you can only help one person at a time, right? Because you're only one person.
Right.
But if you are as a coach and you're working with other wellness coaches or, other healers and things like that, then you're helping them become the best business owner that they can be and growing their business, then you kind of get the opportunity to be duplicated through them. So if you think about like the
Yeah.
impact that you're having, say you help 5 healers, and they each have 10 clients, you actually had a hand in all 50 of those clients, right? Those
Right.
patients, whatever. So
That's true, for
It's like,
sure.
that's the shift that you've made with your business, is you've actually been able, what you're working on doing, which is why obviously we're working together, is duplicating who you are, right? And just
Right.
expanding your reach, which is awesome. So it's been cool to get to know you and your business over the last several months, actually, not just a few. It's been several months. So do you want to let's shift a little bit and let's talk about, how did you and I get connected? And what, obviously, you've taken one of my courses before, and that's kind of how you got into my world. But talk about how we got connected, and then why you decided to join Breakthrough. Let's shift and talk a
Okay.
little
All right. Well, I think I came across
breakthroughs, but
you
yeah.
initially on Facebook. You must have had a Facebook ad or something, and I saw that, and I really, I ended up coming into one of your programs. I think the social media, I don't know which program
It was
that
a
was.
toolkit. It was
Yeah,
this, I think it was the batching content one.
right.
Yep.
And so I took that because it was like an entry level course, and I like to get to know someone before I like, well, and I don't think at that time you had like a super big course. You had
Mhm.
another one after that that I did too. I mean, I've kind of done all your things. So that tells you like how good your
Mhm.
information is. So I took that one and learned how to
Woohoo!
do kind of like the batching and learning how to do more of like the social media
Mhm.
stuff. And then you I think we got on a call and we talked, and I really, um, you did like a free call with me,
Mhm.
and I really liked your energy. It was like I mean, normally if you get on a call with someone, it's like push, 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 like do this other thing of mine. And you were, you were so um, generous. And I mean, we maybe spent a half hour, 20 minutes on the call, but you were really genuinely interested in how you could help me with what I was trying to do. And not, I mean, that was like the center and the focus of the call. It wasn't about, join my other thing, blah, blah, blah. So that was like something new that I had experienced. And I was like, this gal, just really liked your energy, and just the way that you conducted yourself on that call. It was like, okay, like, I think I'm going to check out this other thing. And I think you might have sent me a link to that bigger program, the social media marketing made easy. And I was like, I
Yeah.
think we got on the call and I was like, what's the difference that's in that one that wasn't in that first one? You know what I
Yep.
mean? So you got on the call and we talked about that, and you asked me about my business and
Mhm.
all of that. So it wasn't just about you like trying to sell me on that program. It was about you being genuinely interested in um, finding out where I was at and what I was wanting to do and how that first program helped me. And then like what would be the difference in that bigger program.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I'm going to think about it. I don't know if you remember that. It was like, well,
Yeah.
I'm not going to join right now. I'm going to think about it. Like, I want to think about it for like a week and see. And I ended up, I looked at what, you kind of told me what was in it. And I kind of looked at that and I thought, you know what? I need all of this. Like, and I just really liked your energy from that call that we did. You seemed genuinely helpful and interested in helping me move forward.
Mhm.
And what you said about what was in there, it was like, yes, I do need all of those things. So I joined that and worked through that program. And then it wasn't long after that that you, I guess it rolled out Breakthrough.
Mhm.
Well, when wasn't that like right after the beginning of the year, probably? I'm not sure exactly when you rolled out
Yeah. So I
Breakthrough.
started, yeah. Yeah, I started enrolling for it in December, but we didn't
Okay.
start our first call until January. Yeah.
Okay. So I was working through that other, the bigger social media marketing made easy program.
Mhm.
And it was like, oh, there's still questions that I'm going to have. And I think I got 3 coaching calls with that.
Yeah, you did.
And yeah, and we did those calls and I was just like, oh, how am I want to keep working with you. Like, how am I going to be able to keep working with you? Because I knew I was going to have more questions on how to do certain things. And so I was really excited when you talked about doing the Breakthrough. So it was kind of like a no-brainer. It was just like, okay, like what level do I want to join at? And I think I might have joined at the entry level
Yep.
part,
Yep.
like the first month. And then it was like, that didn't include the Voxer coaching. And it was like, I'm gonna up level to the Voxer, like the medium level one.
Yep.
And I mean, I've still kind of got that high level one in the back of my mind. Like I've got some other things going on right now for the next month or so, but like I'm ready to kick it to the next level. So I might end up up leveling to
Yeah.
that top level to really get it all
Yeah.
together.
I mean, it's like, it's been so cool. Like where you were at when you first came into my ecosystem, I guess you can call it, is like, yeah, you were looking to learn how to grow yourself through social media. And that's what the batching content course was about, right? And then social media marketing made easy is like, how do you actually run your entire social media strategy? But now our coaching relationship together is really shifted to like, because you're coming into this online entrepreneur space of like running your business online. That's the same shift I made just a few years ago, where you have a free option
Right.
or something, and you get people into your funnel system, and then building out courses online or building out a program. And it's been fun for me because it's like everything that I've been able to invest into myself, like now I have the opportunity to share that and teach that, right? And I think that's why we work with coaches, is not just access to obviously their mindset. Like that's why I've had a mentor for 8 years. That's why I pursue different people as far as, different coaches, is their mindset based on where I want to go. I want to attach my mindset to theirs, but also like what their skills that they know, like the knowledge that they carry, right? And how
Right.
they can help me get from point A to faster than they did, right? And that's ultimately what our relationship looks like now. Is like I've figured things out with Kajabi, which is the platform that both of you and I use, right? And I can guide you through that, or the concept of building out your marketing ecosystem and what all goes into that. So yeah, I'm glad. I mean, when you made that upgrade from level 1 to level 2, it was the perfect move for you based on where your business is going. Because inside of Breakthrough, we focus a lot on social media marketing, clarifying your message and building out your brand, overcoming the nasty feeling we get when we talk about sales in our business
For sure.
opportunities. But what you needed specifically for you and where your business needs to go, we needed to have that one-on-one interaction. So that's been fun. So
Right.
obviously, so with Breakthrough, you want to share just your perspective as far as like any breakthroughs you feel like you've had for yourself in your business, or any specific trainings that stand out to you out of all of the ones that we've had, and
Just
why?
inside breakthrough or,
Yeah. Yep.
oh, okay. You know, part of the thing for me that has been a little bit harder to do is like the technology pieces. So I think like you spent one whole training on how to go into Canva and how you like kind of how you organize and store things in Canva, and to make it easier for you to like access the like when you're creating your posts and writing your captions and things like that, like the system, you
Mm-hmm.
kind of demoed like the system of what it looks like and how you do that on Canva. That was really helpful. I I had been exposed to Canva before, so it wasn't like it was all brand new, but it was like that was helpful to like know how to organize that stuff, just because, when you're first starting out, you're kind of don't really have those systems in place, and
Yeah.
you can create like a whole big mess. And then it's kind of like you got to clean it up eventually. So it was nice to kind of see how you did it, so I could kind of set some things up to start with, so that it wouldn't be such a big mess to like find stuff later. That was really helpful. I really liked the other one that was really, I mean, all of the trainings that we've done have been really good. Like one of the other ones that we did was it was on, I think it was on the sales, like how we think of sales and, what we do and don't do because we don't want to be that we didn't like.
Yeah.
Um, and so we kind of brought that up as a group, and everybody inputted like what their experience was. And then we kind of sort of pulled that apart and really looked at how we each, didn't have to be that which we had experienced that we didn't like. Like, how could we
Yeah.
shift that and make that different? And one of the things that I really like about Breakthrough too is you always give us a call to action. Like, you give us whatever the topic is, like you talk about that a little bit, then we interact on it, and we each, whoever wants to bring something forward to that can. And then there's always like a call to action for us to implement.
Mm-hmm.
So that has been really helpful. It's not all about you teaching the whole time. Like, there's time for each of us to, come to the call and say, I need help with this. And it might not be related to what the topic was for that week.
Right.
So I really like that because I'm still getting, um, attention on what exactly I need. And what I've learned too is, a lot of times when that happens, you know, every single person that brings something up, like, you're learning something else that you need
Yeah.
to know.
Yeah.
So it's really helpful, really, really
That's
helpful.
that's one of my favorite aspects is of how the program has evolved since I, was like, I'm going to do this. Is seeing the mastermind activity that happens.
Right, right. And I mean, even
It's
last week when we did
me
our call,
training. Yeah.
even last week when we did our call, it was like, we had someone came forward with a topic and then other people chimed in.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, you're
Yeah.
you're holding a space for that, and you always have good things to say, but like the other people coming to the call, they're stepping up and they're sharing too about,
Yep.
what they've done and what's worked or whatever. So that's really
Yeah.
nice because, there's more than one way to do things.
For sure. Yeah. And it's like, I think that's another aspect of like aspects of this online that can be very daunting, right? Or intimidating, like talking on live video freaks some people out, or just talking to people in general, and I've wanted to be able to create a space where people can feel comfortable in sharing ideas and getting feedback. And so that's one thing that I'm very proud of within our space is people can share, and I encourage it. Like, I want people to lean on each other and get ideas and perspective, because for you as a coach specifically, I think you're the only business coach that we have in the group, but even Kendra as a website designer, or Grace as an professional organizer, she's kind of a coach too, she just hasn't accepted that title yet. But we've all got this business owner title. Like, it's empowering to be able to give somebody constructive feedback, right? Like, to give somebody an idea, like, that feels good. And especially when it's received really well, which it is in our environment. It's a safe environment for ideas to be thrown out, whether they're accepted or not. But I wanted to be able to create that space because I feel like when you come to the table, Michele, and Kendra's got something, an idea, and then you provide feedback on that, doesn't that feel good for her to be like, wow, that was a really good idea? And you're like, yeah,
Exactly.
it feels good. Yeah. And then you get to take that boost, right? That confidence boost, that ego boost. And you get to, my daughter's going to join us. I'm sure. Shiloh, I am. Oh, hi. It's my little one. You're not supposed to be in here. Mommy's on a call and she's helping some people. Yeah, hi. But anyways, it's just really nice because we do create that space is created. And that's just as much my responsibility as I believe it's the people that are involved in the program too. Like, one of the reasons why I wanted to have some of those initial calls with you before Breakthrough, or like just even talking to you about the you bought, the bigger course that you bought, I wanted to make sure it was a good fit, because if the program isn't a good fit and you make the investment, then you're going to feel really crappy. You know, like it's going to be like, oh, that was a,
Why are you here?
I'm here because I'm helping people. That's what I tell her instead of working. But you know, it's just like, if you make a, say you bought the course without talking with me and you didn't know, like, what if it didn't have everything that you wanted inside of it, you know? Then that would have stunk. So it's like, I like to try to talk to people before they join Breakthrough to make sure, like, yeah, this is a good space for you, or no, it's not. But it's also kind of me vetting to make sure someone's going to be a good fit for the program, right? Let me go give her to the babysitter. Do you want to maybe talk a little bit real quick? I'll put you on spotlight. Talk a little bit about maybe, do you feel like you've had a major breakthrough? He's sleeping in your bed. That's great. Talk about maybe any major breakthrough moments that you feel like you've had, whether it's inside of any of our coaching calls or on the Voxer side of things. I'm going to mute myself, spotlight you, go give her to the sitter. So take a minute or two. Okay.
Okay. You know, I'm not really, I know I've had some major breakthroughs in this whole experience, because like Danielle said, like we have been working together for, you know, probably 9 months or a little longer now. And I mean, I've gone through some major breakthroughs during this whole process. That's why I'm still working with Danielle. So I'm trying to think like if there was something specific. I think the biggest thing was like really understanding the whole reasoning behind like the social media and how all of that works to create that, basically to create that container to be able to nurture the people that are your target audience or your ideal clients. And when I came in working with Danelle, I didn't really understand the reasoning behind all of that. So that has been a major breakthrough. And then one of the other things that I have to say that was really something that happened during the time that I've worked with Danielle too was, you know, sometimes you are doing your thing and you don't always see the big picture benefit that you bring to the table. And I would have to say too that is something that Danielle was really good about pulling out of you and making sure that you see that inside of yourself that is like so good, and that whatever you're trying to do to help other people. So I would say that probably, you know, I can't think of anything specific.
Those
I
are
mean, if
pretty
I
good
would
though.
have thought about this before the call, I could have had specific things, but it's like,
That's good.
that was one thing, like I said, working with you over the course of 9 months is like, I mean, I feel like even though we're coachee relationship, I feel like we're friends
Yeah.
too, but I also feel like, I feel like you understand me, like you took the time to get to know me, you understand what my business is about, and you understand like what I'm trying to do with my business, and then helping me find the pieces to put together to move that along. So um it's been really good.
Yeah. And I've enjoyed our time together. I think, you know, and I'll kind of get close to wrapping up here. I think it's so important to surround yourself with people who not only, I just read this in High Performance Habits by Brendan Burchard, but I think it helps as an entrepreneur in general, right? Whether you're online or your local small business, to have a community of people or a person, right? Who challenges you in a good way, right? Someone that you can connect with. Like connection is one of the like key things that high performers, which I would consider you a high performer, Michele, like based on the book that I'm reading, I'm thinking of, as I'm reading this book, I'm like, okay, I can identify with that, but there's also certain people in my life that I'm like, they're this person, they're a high performer too. But it's like, we crave connection as humans, right? Like we absolutely crave that. It's actually, there's been studies that show like people who socially isolate themselves found to have reported that they have less meaning in life. Like they have less like life to them is just something that they're going through, right? They don't have cause and purpose. And the more that they isolate themselves from other people. But high performers, people that operate at really high levels, whether it's in their professional career, their business, their family environments, their whatever, like we crave connection, and we really crave connection from people who can challenge us, but also bring out the best in us. And a lot of times, like for me and my entrepreneurial journey, which started in 2013, my mentor Paige, you guys hear me talk about her all the time, but she has always brought out the seeds of greatness that are inside of me, which I believe is inside of everybody. I think everybody has a gift, right? I think it takes time to figure out what it is that your gift is for the world or the people that are going to come across your path. But I want to be that kind of person. And I know that this is what you desire too, which is why we do have such a cool friendship and a relationship, is we want to bring those things out of people, because a lot of times we don't see it. We don't see it when we wake up in the morning and our hair's all like this and we've got yesterday's mascara all over the place, or we didn't do everything that we said we were going to do. So we feel bad about ourselves.
Right.
Actually hurts us.
Right.
It helps so much to have a coach, someone who can say like, stop that, girl, like brush your teeth, but you're great. You're awesome. You've got greatness inside of you. Let's get it out. And having that person in my life has changed everything. Like it's changed everything. And so for you to say that's one of your breakthroughs, like to me, that's just a ripple effect of Paige's influence on my life, which means there's someone, her sister Morgan had influence on her. And I think that's one of the things that we're supposed to do here on earth is
I do. I think
bring that out in people.
that's part of what a big part of what we're supposed to do. I don't know if you ever heard about the World Peace Summit in 2009. I think it was, the Dalai Lama talked about how the Western woman was going to save the world.
Ooh,
And
I got goosebumps.
kind of like that gives me goosebumps. And I mean, you can look at that and think, oh, people in the West, they think they're going to save everybody, whatever. No, I don't think that's what he meant. I think he meant that women are the caretakers of the world. And I mean, it's been proven that as women come into more money, they reinvest in themselves, they reinvest in their families, they reinvest in their communities. So I think that's what he was driving at. Like the world is going to be saved by the Western woman, because the Western woman has more opportunities right now than a lot of women in third world countries.
Absolutely.
And, the state of the world right now, like there's a lot of turmoil going on, right? Mm-hmm. And I think that as more and more people step into their light and step into their purpose and help pull other people up, it's like it doesn't dim your light if you light another candle.
Yeah.
It doesn't. So like as more of us do that, then the world will be a brighter, more beautiful place. So that is kind of what I feel like underneath all of this empowering other people that I'm passionate about is like, that's part of what I'm trying to do, is light other people's candles. Take my light and light your candle, or help you light your candle, so that you can express yourself in a higher, more fulfilled way. And I think that as, coaches and healers do that, like they're lighting candles, and like you said, that ripple effect is happening. And that's really how we change the world.
It is. Yeah. It's so funny because when I love, and this is how it's like, that you and I are aligned, because we're doing two completely different things, but it's serving the same mission and the same purpose. Right. And when Breakthrough came to me as like, this needs to be the name of whatever it is that you're going to create. Like for me, it was like a download that I felt like I had in the middle of a prayer and journaling session. And it was like, I felt like a space needed to be created for small businesses and online entrepreneurs. This was in October of 2020. So after the shutdown, during the pandemic, all this stuff, right? Like I felt like I feel like I could see on people, like the stories I was hearing, but like people were in bondage and like just, they were like restricted, especially small business owners were hurt so bad by what happened in 2020 that I was like, there's going to be a breakthrough. There's going to be a breaking free. And that was the word, right? And that's my word of the year and my personal, actually, it's all areas of my life, not just personal. But breakthrough isn't just about like, that's the hard thing. It's like, that's been the hard thing for me, is like talking through, is like, breakthrough isn't just social media marketing breakthrough. It's not just growing your business online. It is that, because that's what we get into. But the purpose of that is so that you can fully step into what your business is supposed to be doing for the world, right? To be doing for your community, for your family. And yes, we talk tech, we talk strategy, but I love the calls where we get more into the heart and the mindset stuff, because that's where the real breakthrough happens. But we do have to attack the practical too, right? Because we can empower and uplift and encourage all that we can, and help people like overcome limiting beliefs, and we do that stuff. But we also have to have like the logical, practical tools of like, yeah, you need to probably post on your social media this often, you know, and like probably need to start doing more Instagram stuff. And so anyway, so thank you so much for joining me today and just sharing who you are with all of my friends here on Facebook, and this is going on Instagram, this is going on YouTube, and just thank you for sharing who you are with all of my friends, my people. And I want to know, like, how can we make sure that people can get connected with you, can follow you and be a part of you and your journey, because you're stepping into some new areas in your business here. And I know
If you
that
want to
there's
get
people who are watching this that can connect with you.
okay,
Mm-hmm.
to connect with me, probably the easiest place to connect with me is on, you can find me on Facebook. It's facebook.com/mickanderson.coaching, or you can connect with me on my website. That is mickanderson.com. So MICANDERSON.com. So there's a couple ways to connect with me. And it's been such a pleasure talking to you today, Danielle.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you. And I'll make sure and add everything to the captions, to the notes, and so that you guys can easily connect with her. But thank you again so much for your time. And for those of you who joined us live or you're catching this on the replay, thank you so much. Make sure you connect with Michele. And if you have any questions about breakthrough, about anything that we talked about today, don't hesitate to reach out to me. You can find me here, obviously, on Facebook. Instagram is the place that I hang out the most. And you can find that connected to my profile there on Facebook. So have a great day, everyone. And we will talk to you soon.
Bye.
Great job. Yay, you did it.